Hello, Patriots. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. That's how you say thank you. Welcome back. Today, we've got some red hot news straight from the man himself, Donald J. Trump. He's sending a message that's got the world on notice, especially Iran. This is over a tweet I've got over here. This is Pete Hegseth. President Trump laid down the law. He ordered airstrikes on Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen and then turned his sights on Tehran, saying they'd better cut the nonsense or face overwhelming lethal force. That's right, our commander-in-chief isn't playing games. He's telling Iran and their proxies, you mess with America, you mess with our shipping lanes, it's not going to go well for you. This is vintage Trump, folks. Okay, let's get to the actual tweet over here this is Pete Hegseth backing up a Trump comment. Pete Hegseth says, Godspeed to our warriors. That's already about our military that he wants protection. Houthi attacks on American ships and aircraft and our troops will not be tolerated, and Iran, their benefactor, is on notice. Freedom of navigation will be restored. America under President Trump will never back down. Now, this is significant because Biden would never call out Iran, the source of who's backing the Houthis. So Iran is out, they're fighting a proxy war with us. They send the Houthis out, they take the blame, and Iran goes, we got away with it. Well, we're going to the source and threatening the source. So let's get to the actual Trump tweet, because this one, I got to say, it's a little spooky. He's going to hammer them. Today, I have ordered the United States military to launch decisive and powerful military action against the Houthi terrorists in Yemen. They have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones. Joe Biden's response was pathetically weak because he was in a coma, everybody. This is the biggest difference between Trump and Biden. Trump is daddy's back in town. Now, remember, he ran largely on being peaceful and being an isolationist, but he's not an isolationist deep down. He's also threatened Iran a number of times and Saudi, or Afghanistan terrorists and stuff. He goes, I will rain hellfire down on you in a way that Biden would never talk. And all of the, both the rhinos, the Democrats, condemn Trump's rhetoric as being too rough. They want him to be gentle and not threaten so much. No, Trump is speaking their language. Remember how he disrespected Rocket Man? He called the dictator of North Korea. He has their nicknames because it shows that he's not threatened by him. Biden, pathetically weak, unrestrained Houthis just kept going. It has been over a year since the U.S. flagged commercial ship safely sailed through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, or the Gulf of Aden. A-D-E-N. I haven't heard of that. Gulf of Aden. The last American warship to go through the Red Sea 4 months ago was attacked by the Houthis over a dozen times, funded by Iran. The Houthi thugs have fired missiles at U.S. aircraft and targeted our troops and allies. These relentless assaults have cost the U.S. and world economy many billions of dollars, while at the same time putting innocent lives at risk. Now, here's where we're doing the dirty work of the whole world. Europe won't stand up to them. Other countries won't stand up to them. They're probably secretly in back channels telling Trump, we support you. Go take care of Iran, not take out Iran. It could escalate to that. I don't believe Trump is acting alone on this. The Houthi attack on American vessels will not be tolerated. We will use overwhelming lethal force until we have achieved our objective. Overwhelming lethal force, guys. This could be a war with Iran that we're about to step into, and I'm fine with it. The real key is overwhelming lethal force. You use a nuke, you bury them in bombs. You don't go in and play little tit for tat. We're going to go in and shore up these edges here. Okay, I hate war, first of all, but the way that you get out of a war is with overwhelming lethal force. You break their back in about 15 minutes. America could end any war if you're willing to be the bad guy, willing to have people condemn you. That is key. Because Biden And a lot of the rhinos, even Bush fighting in Iraq and Iran, too careful. They're not willing to do overwhelming lethal force. You know what overwhelming lethal force looks like? Firebombing Dresden, something that most people think of as totally immoral. We had to wipe out Germany to break them. Dropping 2 bombs on Japan, you break them, and then Germany and Japan become 2 of our greatest allies. You don't break them. Even the Cold War, where they brag about not firing 1 shot on Russia, who are we still fighting today? Who's still our enemy? Who are we still talking about? Russia. We didn't break them. And then we backed out of Afghanistan and Iraq. So you have to go in with overwhelming lethal force and decimate them. So I like this language. I don't like war. I don't like violence, but don't mess with them if you're not willing to do it. Overwhelming lethal force until we achieved our objective. The Houthis have choked off shipping lanes in one of the most important waterways of the world, grinding vast swaths of global commerce, that is the West. I only care about the West, the Western civilization commerce, to a halt, and attacking the core principle of freedom of navigation upon which international trade and commerce depends. Our brave warfighters are right now carrying out aerial attacks on the terrorists' bases, leaders, and missile defense to protect American shipping, air, and naval assets, and to restore navigational freedom. No terrorist force will stop American commercial and naval vessels from freely sailing the waterways of the world. So he's nailing them in Yemen right now. Anywhere they have their ships, they are lit up, on fire, or at the bottom of the ocean right now. That's how Dad did it, and that's how Trump's doing it, and that's how it's done. These people, he has their attention now. To all the Houthi terrorists, all caps, your time is up, and your attacks must stop starting today. If they don't, hell will rain down upon you like nothing you've ever seen before. To Iran. Now, this is the key, because Houthis wouldn't tie their own shoe without Iran's permission. So this is key. To Iran, support for the Houthi terrorists must end immediately. Do not threaten the American people, their president, who has received one of the largest mandates in presidential history or worldwide shipping lanes. Don't threaten them. If you do, beware, because America will hold you fully accountable, and we won't be nice about it. Now, my question to you is this: will the Houthis will they mess with 1 more American ship? No, they won't. If they don't, and Iran won't either. Iran's going to say, there's a new boss in town. This is how you get peace. You have to be a threatening lunatic, and Iran and the Houthis have to actually believe that Trump would do it, or it doesn't work. They never believed Biden would do it. So he can sit there and tell Iran, don't. They don't believe it. They believe Trump. Guys, peace is coming. Peace through strength, peace through overwhelming lethal force that ought to terrify bad guys around the world. That's how the good guys win. Thanks for watching. Doug TenNapel. Let us know in the comments below, do you support military action against Iran and the Houthis?